Good morning, guys. Welcome to science class. How are volume and density measured? That's our topic today. Yesterday, we talked about how length is measured. Remember that length is the distance from one point to another. Is the distance from one point to another. And it can be measured using a ruler or a meter stick. Now, measuring volume, cubic meter. Is a unit for measuring the volume of a solid. Cubic meter is a unit for measuring the volume of a solid, but needs to be a regular solid. Okay? Liter is a unit for measuring volume. Gabriel, you are not copying. You have to show me your work when we finish the class. Cubic meter, again, is a unit for measuring the volume of a solid. Liter is a unit for measuring volume. How to find the cubic meter? Okay.
Please, we don't need to copy that, yes?
No, a regular solid like this brick has three measures: the width, the length, and the height. Okay? Width, length, height. Those are the three measures we have to take. Okay? Now, first you need to measure the length, width, height of the box. This is a box.
Copy, miss?
No. Then multiply the length times the width times the height. So imagine this one, the measurements of this is, it is 2 times 2 times 1. So that's what we have here. 2 times 2, 4, right?
Yes.
It is 2 times 2 times 1. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 1, 4. So the cubic meters of this regular solid is 4 cubic meters. You have to write the la unidad de medida. How do we call this in English? It's a measurement K. Es la unidad de medida. If you are measuring liquids, so you have to say, for example, this one, why it's almost completely empty. You have to measure this one in milliliters. Milliliters. If the container is bigger than this one, so you have to measure it in liters. But you have to say, if you have a box, if you have a box of juice, oh, what an ugly juice. So you have to say the amount, the volume in milliliters. It could be 30. I used to ask my students 30, but I say what? Manzanas, bananas, naranjas. So this one is milliliters. Okay, so it's 30 milliliters, because then I can say, are 30 manzanas. But that's not true, right? Are not 30 apples. So it is important to mention, to say the la unidad de medida. What do we use to measure? So in this case, a regular solid, it is measured in cubic meters. Now, what happens if we need to measure an irregular solid like that rock? We need a different instrument. We cannot measure it using a ruler. We need a graduated cylinder. And graduated cylinder, There are a variety of sizes, tamaños, variety of sizes, variedad de tamaños, because the objects that needs to be measured are not the same size. So that's why graduated cylinders are or comes in different sizes. Different sizes for different objects. Depends on sizes. A graduated cylinder is a tool used to measure the volume of liquids. Remember that volume is the space an object occupies.
I finished, Miss.
Okay, the space an object occupies. There is something very interesting about liquids that we're gonna see it in a moment. Refers to density. Liquids have different densities. Okay.
No, Miss.
Okay, graduated cylinder is a tool used to measure the volume of liquids.
Finish, Miss Dana.
Excellent.
Finish, Miss Victor.
Good job.
Finish, Miss. I finished, Miss Crystal.
Okay. Excellent job.
I finished, Miss.
Okay.
Finish,
Good job. Who is copying?
Alan.
Alan is copying. Okay. When you finish, let me know so we can continue. We can continue with the rest of the information.
Miss, you
Yeah.
have a graduated cylinder in your house.
No, as like this, no. But if you look at your blender, a su licuadora, it has numbers.
Yes,
That one can,
I see it.
Or there are, for example, in the kitchen, cups.
Miss, your microphone.
In the kitchen, we have cups to measure liquids. If you're gonna make a receipt, and the receipt needs a cup, 3/4 cups of milk. So we use the graduated cup to measure the milk. Let me tell you that when we did that? We did last week. Well, actually, it was not me. It was my husband. He tried to make a pizza. But apparently something did wrong, because the base of the pizza was very hard. It was not as good as we was expecting.
Tried to do a pizza and the pizza was so bad.
It was the base, la masa, how do you say that? The dough of the dough from for the pizza was not good. It wasn't what we were expecting. Didn't work as we wanted.
My sister just buy the thing, the dough of the pizza, and my sister just put the pepperoni, the sauce, and the cheese and the stuff.
Oh, but you buy the dough in the supermarket.
Then my sister put it in a little.
Yeah, that's easier. But we wanted what he wanted. Actually, was not me, was my husband. This is another one. Density is how much mass is in a certain volume of matter. Copy, Alan, please.
I finished.
He wanted to make a pizza, a homemade pizza, but I don't know what was wrong, but it didn't work. Probably what the measurements of the ingredients. It was probably that. He didn't measure the ingredients properly. Maybe he added more flour than the receipt says. Mucha más harina, probably. but he tried just one time. We're gonna try to do it again to see, okay, to see if the receipt gets better. We have to see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
One day I made, but one day I made a pizza, but a normal one without buying the stuff, and it was good.
I think
It was good.
one day my mom made one pizza and my grandmother, but grandmother he made a pizza in the
Okay. Okay, this is what I want to mention about liquids. Liquids have different density. Density of matters, look at this, is how tightly packed matter is. The amount of mass in a given space. What happens if you pour some water, if I pour some water here on my hand? What could happen?
Nothing.
If I spill some water here on my hand?
Nothing.
Yeah, the water is going to spread all over my hand quickly because the density of water is less, is very low. But what happened?
In your hand, you cannot have gas in your hand because the gas is done only to touch. Miss,
What happened? No, just this
and
one.
What?
Only this one. Just this, please. So what happened if I pour some
honey in your hand?
Some honey on my hand. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do it because I have some few.
You want to
So,
put honey?
Yeah. So what happened? Look at here. So what happened? See how it moves? It moves slowly on my hand, right? Why?
Yes, because it's liquid.
Yeah, but not, it is liquid, but not as liquid as water, right? If I have some water on my hand, it's going to move faster than
But the honey moves so slow like a turtle.
Yeah. And you know why? Because of density of matter. There is a very nice experiment in science. Look at this, the density of a gas, look at this, is least few. This is liquid, the density has more matter, that's what it is. And solid is completely full of matter, okay? Every space has matter. So look at this experiment. This is the experiments I was talking about. These experiments is called density of liquids. It looks easy, but
it's not easy.
But it's not so easy. Yeah, it's not so easy. I did it with one of my daughters. We did these experiments in one science fair. And okay, the liquid at the base is honey. Why? Because honey is the denser liquid. Es el líquido más denso. So it's the heavier. It's the liquid that has more matter. More matter.
Me.
Uh-huh.
Me didn't realize that honey is, it was in Spain also honey. Oh, that. I don't remember.
So the second liquid is corn syrup.
Corn syrup.
Corn syrup. Corn syrup is used in bakery. Se usa bastante para repostería. Es sirope de maíz. It is denser, yes, but not as denser as honey. So what happened? Corn syrup and honey do not mix because they have different densities.
Cannot mix. It's impossible.
Yeah, you can mix it, but if you can make this experiment and you are gonna see the layers of colors of the different liquids. Then the next one is maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
This
And the
the ones you like to eat with pancakes. Maple
Oh,
syrup. Then milk. Milk. Dish soap es el jabón para lavar platos. Water.
Oh,
But the water in this case is green because it has some color. What happened if we if we put the water, vegetable oil, that in this case is like clear. Vegetable oil is the oil we use in the kitchen. See? Rubbing alcohol, oil.
And
So the least dense density of liquid is lamp oil, and the denser one is honey. Este es el más denso, el más pesado, y este es el más liviano. Lamp oil tiene menos, has less matter. It has less matter than honey. It's a very nice experiment, but the density of these liquids is la diferencia es bien poquita. So combine them is very easy. It's very easy. You have to be very careful at the moment you pour the liquids in the container. Otherwise, they will combine. But it's a very nice experiment, and it's very useful to explain the density of liquids. What do you think about this experiment?
it's not easy.
It's nice, right? That is nice. Okay, guys, show me your work. Thank you for your attention. No homework in this class.